So this is a video which people will probably come back to more than start off with, where this is just kind of a general, not exactly Q&A, but just kind of what led me to doing this, what led me to blind commentating, and people will probably ask, and I could just point this back to this. So I should probably just give my how did I become a brony story first. First off was actually 4chan. At that point, I was mainly going to VP. It was either when VP had just been created, that's the Pokemon board, or it was when Gen 5 of Pokemon was just about to come out. And I saw ponies the first time as reaction pictures, a lot of them, like spamming a thread. And I thought, when I first saw it, that it was a new show that had probably come out, and people were just using it as a new trolling method. So basically ponies was 60s Spider-Man. Yeah. And then it was post-season 1 that I started finding out a bit more, that I realized that this actually was popular. I had two friends into it, one really into ponies. I heard that the show was good, I heard Lauren Faust attached to it, and that it was getting all this love, and the actual term brony. At that point, I didn't really see much. I occasionally saw some pony thing, and I saw a few things that friends watched together, like, it's an old one. It's the ponified version of Moonbase Alpha. And then the second season started, and people were happy, and I decided to give the pilot a watch. So I watched the first 2 episodes. And I kind of enjoyed it, but I was like, eh. At that point I decided, if I watch ponies, I'm probably going to like it, but at this point I'm just not going to. And I know the pilot is not representative of the whole show, but I was still just kind of lazy, I guess. And then, at some point after that, I got a mix of being shown episodes where I saw a dog and pony show, and I saw Party of One, which Party of One is not one that you want to show someone. Party of One is one you want to save as a surprise, because that's better when you don't see it coming, though you probably would if you got into the fandom at all. And it also has a much bigger impact if, you've gone through and it builds up to that, where you get what I mean. And I also saw Putting Your Hoof Down when that came out, through my friends watching it on YouTube. And then season 2 ended, people were really, really happy, and there was more and more hype, a lot of people loving it, a few more friends were into it, and they were big fans of Friendship is Witchcraft, too. So then what got me to actually watch it is 2 main things, one more than the other, but I've got to say the first one first. There's a reviewer on Blip called SF Debris, where he does a lot of Star Trek, and other sci-fi stuff, and some fantasy stuff too, but mainly Star Trek, and he does really good reviews. I really enjoy watching his stuff. He did My Little Pony, not because he was a brony, but because someone requested it. He did a single video on the first season, and kind of generalized on different stuff that he liked, and he did end up with, no, I'm not a brony, but I can see why this show is really good. The other thing which made me decide to finally watch it was Netflix getting the first season. So I watched it, and I kind of chugged through. I didn't really care for it that much. Most of it was just kind of pushing through, because I knew there was better stuff to come, and I thought maybe it would end up that there's only a few episodes that I actually like, and most of the rest of it's just kind of bland, meh. But then came Suited for Success, and that caught me really, really off guard. That was an excellent episode. When I started, I expected to probably like Fluttershy the most, and hate Rarity. Opposite is true. I really don't like Fluttershy, which I'll get into some other time, and I really like Rarity, though I'm not sure if she's best because I kind of go back and forth on who is best, of the main 6, at least. Unfortunately, hearing so much stuff through friends beforehand kind of dulled different moments, like Party of One I had already seen, and then some other ones was just moments that got ruined early for me. Netflix quickly released season 2, and I watched through that pretty quickly, and I missed the derpy scene, which is cut out for that version, and I knew that had happened because people were raving about it, but I didn't know it was that scene. And even so, as I've gotten into fandom later, I prefer to color ditzy. So I finished season 2, and then it's pre-season 3, and I started looking into fan stuff more. Because my friends love Friendship is Witchcraft so much, I went and watched that. And I hated how it started off. I've watched through a number of good abridged series, and Friendship is Witchcraft was not a good series until it got to about episode 4. It got good from then on, but those first few are still terrible. After that, I found Ponies the Anthology. I've seen all the AMV hells, so I knew it was like that as soon as I started watching. And I enjoyed it. And then very, very soon after I'd watched it, Anthology 2 came out. And that was also great. I view Anthology as actually being the thing that started getting me really into the fandom. So I started going deeper into the fandom and started catching up with different things. Like I watched through the top 10s from past months of pony videos back when the movie Brony was doing it. And I learned a lot of the fandom views of characters and background characters through the Pony Spotlight videos. Now for blind reactions, I had seeing some beforehand, before Ponies. There were a few reactions at conventions to New Red vs. Blue, or when Super Smash Bros. Brawl, the trailer at E3. So I saw some reactions, which were more the mass ones, where there's a ton of people in a room, all watching a Canterlot wedding. And from there I looked for some of the more key episodes, people reacting to Lesson 0. And I discovered my favorite blind commentators. Ganon's Disciple 044, which I have to give credit to Narrator 07, I believe, for making the best of, which made me first find them, then I watched through each of their episodes. I really enjoyed watching those, especially seeing how other people reacted and different things they thought. So I watched through a lot of people's blind commentaries and enjoyed that. And then season 3 started, and we got some more blind commentators like Frog Finest, The Awkward Reviewer, and Shanmal/Shannon, ? At that point, I became a really invested brony. Probably worse than all my friends ever were. Though, thankfully, I'm not like the Jehovah's Witness type of brony where I try to shove it on everyone else. And I fell into fanfics through reading a few classics like On a Cross and Arrow, and discovered one which was just perfect to me, and there's now a sequel which has been running weekly for almost a year now, but off topic. Anyway, after I saw Equestria Girls, I went and made something, and I thought that was probably the only thing I'd ever make. But at the same time, I was thinking maybe I want to blind commentate too. Maybe I want to see how my reactions are. Or at least record them, because even if I might not enjoy them, I feel some other people probably will. So when I'm making this, it's right before Season 4. Season 4 is tomorrow. And I'm definitely going to blind commentate, but I don't know what exactly I'll do with that, because I don't want to have to just spam fair use. Though, if you've actually looked at the fair use stuff, blind commentating fits squarely in that. We are permitted by that to do commentating the way that we do. And though Season 4 is tomorrow, I've avoided spoilers to the extreme. I have not seen anything, essentially. With the exception of the Comic-Con animatic. And thankfully, since I feel like each of the videos that I make, all these commentaries, are probably going to come out weeks, if not months for all I know, after the actual episodes come out, people can't spoil stuff to me in the comments, unless they spoil Season 5. So anyway, that's my Brony origin, and why I'm deciding to do these commentaries. I feel there will probably be a few people who might enjoy watching these. And if there's even one person who enjoys it, then I think I've done a good job. So, yeah, go watch my stuff now if you want.